Yes,
Hi,
sir. Hi. Hi,
uh,
sir.
what's your name?
My name is Ahmed Raza.
Okay. Ahmad Raja, can you tell me about more about yourself?
Okay, sir. First of all, thank you for giving the opportunity for this interview and thank you for introducing myself. My name is Ahmed Raza and I did my MTech from Aligarh Muslim University in 2017 in mechanical. Although I have a mechanical engineering background, but I have a quite a lot of interest and passion in technology and software kind of these things. So that's why I am eager to continue and I want to join in an organization where I can use my capabilities, my skills in an organization where there is a field of software testing, application, web application testing. So if I get a chance, then I can explore my capabilities and strength and skills. So recently, I joined in a training institute for a short-term course where I learned about the manual testing course, how the application is tested, web application, and e-commerce application. And I got to know about how the test cases are designed, how the test cases are executed, and get it reviewed by the peers. So peer review process, then after the how the environment should be of the system so as to execute those test cases. Then after bug tracking and bug reporting is done either through Jira or through some bug tracking tool. Then sanity testing, retesting, regression testing process is done. But before this, smoke testing is also done so as to check whether the application is suitable for further functional testing or not. Then after I also learned about the API validation, API testing, uh, in where I use the Postman tool, where I have option of all the methods, endpoints, payloads, request payload, response codes, all things are there. Now, the next thing is after API testing, I also learned about the database validation. And for this, I learned in MySQL Workbench where I run the query codes. So this is all about my learning skills which I've learned so far. So if I get any chance to join in any of the company, I can extend my capabilities. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay, that's great. Uh, okay. I will ask you some questions.
Okay.
Uh, okay. Let's assume you are hired for an organization. Then, how long would you expect to work for them, for that organization?
I would work as long as the project is going on and
Mm-hmm.
as long as the task is assigned to me and as long as the responsibilities which I have committed, so that will be my first priority and the my responsibility I also, because the company's stake is also on the employees. So if employees are doing their best duties and responsibilities, then only company can grow. So this is not all about the company, this is all about my duties and responsibilities which I have to make my persona also. And I have to learn about the discipline and the rules. So it I have I have to do my task. Will end my task as soon as possible.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, would you like for the company where you are working?
Sorry, I'm not get it.
Would you lie for the company where you are working?
I'm not working anywhere actually.
Assume that.
Okay, okay.
Assume that if you are hired, would you lie for
Mm.
the company where you are working?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
I-
Okay. Uh, what does success means to you?
Success means actually first of all, the skills you have got. Success, when you got the success, it doesn't means all about money. Success means you have known something and you can give it to somebody else also. If, because if you don't know anything, if you don't have any skills, then you can't give it to any person. You can't give the knowledge to any person. So success means when when the things multiply by you only, and it get it motivated by you. So someone is motivated by you, someone is getting money, someone is getting inspired by you. That is means the success. And after all learning all those things, after learning all skills, obviously you are going to get money. So that means the success means, what I believe.
Yeah, okay. That's really nice. Uh, okay, I will ask you from the technical part. Uh, can you tell me the software testing life cycle, STL
Software testing,
life cycle?
STLC, exactly. STLC means software testing life cycle. So it is all about the only the testing activities which company has to go through. So this testing activity is about what to be tested and what not to be tested for that application. So what is not to be tested is, or whatever the mentioned in what to be tested is described, is considered as the testing activity, and except those things are considered as which you have not to be tested. Now there are certain things which are categorized in the STLC, like there is a entry and exit criteria of any testing, then suspension and resumption criteria, and before that there is a project and the introduction of the testing, scope of the testing, and then pass and fail criteria. Then there is the risk and mitigation plan, there is then test strategy, test scheduling is there, and if any roles and responsibilities of the whole testing team, and if any training is needed, then training is offered, and then the test sign off activities is there. So this all makes complete STLC, and test deliverables also.
Uh, okay. Do you know test plan document?
Test plan document is basically a high level organizational static document which is prepared in MS Word. So
Mm.
basically this is prepared by a person who has a quite good experience, because the whole testing activity depends on this test plan. So there should not be any error, and because the whole activity depends on those things, so this test plan will cover all those things which I have told you right now, which like the every test strategy from the scope and project introduction till the test sign off. So which include the test deliverables also. So this includes all the testing plan. So tester has to go through the test plan, project plan, and the test cases document. Then only the testing activity can be continued.
Okay. Okay. Do you know RTM?
RTM is the requirement traceability matrix,
Mm.
which is made by the tester at the same time when he is designing the test cases. So once the test cases are designed, then another document in the Excel sheet with the version history, there is a RTM matrix where the requirement ID is written, and the requirement description is written, and all the test case IDs are written. So this is just a mapping between the requirement and the test cases. So whatever the test cases are to be written has to be covered according to that requirement. So this makes it easy for the product owner or the manager, so as to see whether the all the test cases are designed according to that requirement or not. So this makes the requirement traceability matrix where we can trace the requirement as per with the test cases.
Can you tell me the templates in a test case document?
Yes, exactly. So template is first of all, the test cases are written in the Excel sheet. If a conventional methodology is applied, so now test case template would be like that. Test case ID first, header would be there, and then the test case description, then the type of functionality, and then prerequisites, that is the or the we can say precondition, then the test steps, and then the actual test data, and then test actual result, expected result, then the severity, priority, and then result, whether the comments, means result for the means pass fail criteria, pass or fail, and then any comments. That's it.
Okay.
That's the template for any test
Yeah,
case.
you as you said, there is severity, priority mentioned in this test case document.
Yes.
Could you explain the severity, priority?
Exactly. Severity is basically this severity is basically related to the functionality of any application, means the behavior of the application. So once the functionality is having any bug or any issue, that means the whole application is not working according to the requirement of the application. So, but the priority is basically the time framework given to the developer so as to fix that particular bug. So priority defines that the importance of that bug that is to be fixed as early as possible. So this makes the severity in priority. For example, if we take like login is always a high priority, because once the prior login is having any issue, all the test cases below that will get failed, and the whole testing will be get halt. So login is a high severe, is in a high severe status, and also in a high priority status. And always severity is always raised by the tester, and tester also raise the priority, but the developer has a chance to change the priority condition, because if there is a need arises that another build has to be fixed, then he can move up and down the priority conditions.
Okay, then except developers and testers, who can give priority?
So as I earlier said, severity is always raised by the tester. Developer has no authority to change the severity of the functionality.
Right.
At the same time, at the beginning, while raising any bug, tester also defines the priority of the functionality, but this priority can be changed by the developer, as he can move that bug into the deferred state, because there might be a chance that this build can be done later on later stages, but right now I have many more builds which has to be fixed, which is really needed to impact the functionality of the application. So developer can change the priority, but he cannot change the severity. So if there is any severity, that high severity and high priority, then developer has to do that first.
Okay. Okay. Uh, what do you know about SDLC? Can you explain about
SD
SDLC?
SDLC is basically software development life cycle. So it is the whole development methodology of the application or the software, we can say. So it starts from the understanding the requirement analysis, and then by the whole team, and then the code, then designing of the application is done on in a form of UI document, where the whole things are like related, like height, width, color, font size, etc. All those things are mock-up screens are there, so all those things are mentioned on the UI document. Then the next phase comes the coding and development part, where the developer develops the code and build the application. Then and the next thing, the testing activity comes into play, where the tester tests the application by using all the kinds of techniques and testing strategies. And then the last, when the testing comes and all the bugs are closed, then the installation and deployment maintenance is done. So this all makes the SDLC. And for this LCLDLC, there are various methodologies which are used, like the fix code and fix, or we can say big bang theory methodology, then spiral methodology, waterfall methodology, v model methodology, and the agile methodology. So all those methodology except agile methodology are considered as the conventional methodology. Now agile methodology is the modern methodology where different frameworks are used, like scrum, kanban, rapid extreme programming, and this thing. This
Okay.
all makes
Uh, mm, okay. Can you explain the role of a Scrum Master in Agile
Scrum
methodology?
Master. Exactly, Scrum Master is when an agile methodology is applied in any of the organization, then only Scrum Master will come into play, where the Scrum framework is used in an agile framework methodology. So a
Mhm.
Scrum Master is, first of all, is the facilitator of all the meetings,
Mm.
like the Scrum meeting, sprint review meeting, and sprint planning, and the sprint retrospective. So there is, the hierarchy gets stopped in agile methodology. There will be no any kind of hierarchy. Only the master will handle all any kind of interventions, or any hurdles will be there. The master will only handle those things. So whenever when and like scrum meeting, there is a scrum meeting for about 10 to 15 to 20 minutes. So a scrum master will be present there, and all the testing team will, and the whole development team with the scrum master, and maybe sometime product owner will be having a stand-up meeting there. So scrum master is the whole facilitator of all the testing activities.
Okay. Do you know about the epic user stories
Yes,
and
epic
grooming
user.
meetings? Can you explain those?
Exactly. Yes, yes. Epic, user story, task, issue, all those things are related and are used when we are using the Jira application. That means we are using the agile methodology in a Scrum framework. So these are basically the issues. There are five types of issues basically, or we can say there are basically six types of issues. First of all, there is a epic, then user story, and then task, and then subtask, and then fifth one bug, and the sixth one is the customized issue, where we can create any kind of issue. So these are the six types of issues which are used. Now the epic is the major requirement of the application. For example, validate the login functionality becomes the epic. So epic is all, from the epic we derived the number of user stories, where we create a number of test cases. So these all used in Jira. Now the meetings are there, that the sprint planning meeting. So before when we check when we take the backlog items to the sprint, in any sprint, then there is a sprint planning is done, where all the where the whole development team estimate the how much time is needed to cover those user stories, and how many user stories can be delivered to the client. So how many user stories we can commit, and what would be the estimated time we can complete those user stories. So these user stories are estimated according to the in terms of user story point, which is sometimes are in a Fibonacci series, or sometimes in a any kind of theory they can apply. So all the weightage is given, and on that basis the number of hours is time framed to that user story. So we calculate the test designing time, test execution time in all the sprint planning meeting, and then the whole test execution time is given for in during sprint planning, and then we can finally check it out that when we can commit, when we can deliver the user stories.
Okay, okay.
This is about.
Yeah, can you tell me the differences between the bug, error, and defect?
bug is basically identified by the tester when he execute the test cases and any functionality is not achieved. It is not as per expected according to the requirement, according to the SRS and by the client. So that will be considered as a bug. Now, another what? Sorry.
Error and defects.
Error and defect. So now the defect is also sometimes called as bug, but it is basically depend on where, in which environment it is getting identified. For example, bug is identified by the tester in the SIT environment. Now the defect is also like bug, but it is identified in the UAT environment by the client. So when, if any bug is missed by the tester and it is identified in the UAT environment by the client, then he will consider it as a defect, that there is a defect in the application and you have missed that bug. So this is the major difference between the bug and the defect. Now the error is something like that which is based on there is a misunderstanding or any mistake in the code of the application by the developer while writing the code. So this is the error.
Oh,
If there is an error in the application, obviously there will be a bug.
okay. Uh, can you tell me the types of testing?
And yes. So the types of testing includes the first of all unit testing, which is also called as sometimes unit function testing, component testing, and then system integration testing, which is done by the tester, and then system testing, and then uh, UAT testing.
Okay. Do you know the levels of testing and the testings in the in which level the test will come, in which test will come?
Course, actually, levels of testing are these things, and types of testing will come as a black box testing, white box testing, gray box testing,
Mm-hmm.
and the levels of testing will be unit testing
Uh,
and SIT testing and system testing and UAT.
okay. In system testing, which type of testings will come? The tester will conduct which type of testings?
Actually, in system testing, the whole application is checked with the different system whether they are working and they are perfectly behaving or not. Means the application is one system is checked with the another system. So this is the system testing.
Can you tell me the differences between retesting and regression testing?
Retesting means the execution of the failed test cases by the tester is known as the retesting, while the regression testing is means once the retesting is done, is there any impact in the behavior of the application in any other features or other functionalities? Is there any impact? So that time a regression testing is done. So testing means when any modification is done, when any environment is getting changed, or when any bug is getting fixed. So in that case, regression is testing is done. So regression testing is a very lengthy process where all the test cases are to be executed, while the retesting is only where only the failed test cases are retested.
Okay. Can you tell me the difference between manual testing and automation testing, and which one is
Manual test
better?
we can't say that automation is better. Manual testing is better. Manual testing, basically the human intervention is there where the human testers execute the test cases
Mhm.
by their skills, knowledge, and by their perception. Now where there is a case of any GUI testing, where there is a color, where there is a alignment, any with underlying corner issues are there, that at that time automation testing is not possible. So at that time, only manual tester can only identify those underlying bugs and issues. So this is the major difference. And only and also the case is that without writing human, when test cases are written, then only the test automation test script can be we can write those automation test script. Without test cases we are not able to write any of the automation test case script. So that's why manual testing is always needed.
Okay. Can you tell me that, can you compare the boundary value analysis methodology and equivalent class method partitioning methodology?
Boundary value analysis means we means the when the valid test data is in there any field, for example in any case where there is we have to write the valid input with the maximum and the minimum valid data. Then after we check out the maximum plus one and maximum minus one as a invalid data. So we input all those things, means four values will be there: valid data maximum minus, and invalid as maximum plus one, minimum minus one. So this comes as the boundary value. Now the equivalence class partitioning means we have to group in a class that there is a too many classes are there from 1 to 100, 200 to 300. So all in a very class wise we just put the maximum and minimum values. So this makes the equivalence class partitioning.
Uh, do you know API testing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is API testing?
API testing is where we check the API when the business logic is not ready, is not prepared, and we test the API, and we get the response by retrieving the information, retrieving the response from the server, and get it back to the GUI screen or the postman or tool on any screen. We get the response. So that make that our business logic is working fine. So this is the API testing, and it is always done when GUI is not ready.
Okay. Can you tell me some status codes,
Uh,
HTTP status
to,
codes?
yes, yes. That is 201 is created, and 200 OK successful, and 204 no content, and 400 bad gateway, and 500 internal server error, and 501 not implemented, and 502 bad gateway, and 503 service unavailable, and 304 I think moved permanently. So and 404 not found, delete, for delete.
Okay. Can you tell me methods methods in API?
Oh, method. Okay, get method is to retrieve the information. Post is your for creating any data into the database table, and then get put is used for updating any information, and delete is for deleting. And there is also a patch, but it is used when any specific thing has to be updated. So get, post, put, delete, patch.
What are the tools you know for the API testing?
Postman, I have used the Postman tool for API testing. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Ahmad. Uh, yeah. Yeah. Do you have some knowledge, or do you have some knowledge on SQL queries?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you tell
So
me the
uh,
commands of data manipulation language? Commands in manipulation language.
uh, data manipulation.
Yeah,
The
DML.
commands which I for the commands which I have used is select command, alter command, and update command, delete, drop, and any other limit. All commands I have used, and uh, I am not getting what comes under DML, but I know the commands.
Yeah. Yeah.
Data manipulation, if there is a talk of data manipulation, then data is manipulated by the delete, drop, also update command, alter command.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not getting the right,
Yeah, it's okay. It's
mm,
fine.
but I know the command how to use it.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, okay. Okay, that's really nice. To have this session with you. Yeah, I'm good.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.